They didn't even look at me when they did it. My chair, the one I'd sat in since childhood, was pulled out from under me and slid toward her, my brother's wife. "Sit here," my mother said warmly. "You belong at the head of the table." And then, turning to me, "You don't." The laughter came soft at first, then sharper. My father smirking. My brother avoiding my eyes. The scrape of her chair legs replacing mine. I stood up. I didn't argue, I didn't beg, I simply walked out. Silence was my answer. But then his voice stopped me. My grandfather, frail, sharp-eyed, watching everything. "Actually," he said, cane tapping against the floor, "she owns this house." The room froze. They thought it was a joke. They had no idea what was about to unravel. I grew up at that table. Every meal, every argument, every holiday. It was the stage where I was always cast as the extra. My brother was the prodigy. Perfect grades, perfect smile. The one they poured their love into. I was the afterthought, the shadow, the "don't ruin this moment" child. Still, I tried. I cooked meals, helped clean, picked up pieces of the family no one else noticed. I thought maybe if I gave enough, they'd see me. But in that house, giving was never enough. Patterns don't lie. Once you stop craving approval, you start noticing. The way my mother's compliments curved toward my brother's wife. The way my father consulted him on everything and dismissed me with silence. The way my seat slowly moved down the table, farther and farther away. The final proof came when I overheard them planning. My mother's voice through the thin kitchen walls. "This house will go to him, of course. She doesn't need anything. She's lucky we let her stay here at all." Lucky. Like oxygen was charity. Like my existence was a burden to be excused. That night I stopped waiting for their recognition. I started planning for their reckoning. My grandfather was the only one who saw. He'd sit in his corner chair, quiet, listening. He'd slip me small envelopes with words instead of money. Patience is sharper than rage. I never understood until I saw the property deeds. The house was his, still in his name. And his will, carefully updated, had a single condition. It would pass to me alone. He never told the rest. He let them believe their fantasies. And I let them live in that delusion. Because when truth strikes, it cuts deepest through arrogance. I didn't gloat. I didn't warn. I prepared. I took the deeds from his drawer, legally notarized and sealed. I secured my claim with a lawyer they didn't even know I had. I updated the locks, the titles, the accounts, all tied to me. And then I waited. I waited for the moment they would step too far. The moment their cruelty would finally expose itself in the open. It came the night they gave away my seat. When my grandfather spoke, silence hit the table like a storm. "She owns this house," he repeated. His voice didn't tremble. They laughed. My father called it senility. My mother dismissed it with a wave. But I saw the flicker in their eyes, the first crack of doubt. That's when I placed the folder on the table. Smooth leather, tied with a red ribbon. Inside, every legal document proving the house was mine. Deeds signed, will notarized, witnesses listed. Their forks clattered, their faces drained. My brother's wife looked around lost, like her chair had suddenly turned to ice beneath her. "This is my home," I said evenly. "You were right. I don't belong at this table. You don't belong in this house." The explosion came fast. My father's voice thundered. My mother shrieked. My brother demanded fairness. But fairness had never lived here, and I had already prepared the final blow. I stood, calm, as I revealed the letters. My grandfather's own handwriting bequeathing everything to me. Not out of pity, but justice. Every word damning their neglect, their cruelty, their blindness. I watched them read. watched their faces twist as they realized it wasn't just the house, it was the land, the accounts, the legacy they thought was theirs. All mine. And my grandfather, silent in his chair, gave me the smallest nod, the last blessing he ever gave. They left that night, some shouting, some crying, some begging. But they left. The table stayed. My chair returned to its place. The silence of the house felt different, no longer oppressive, but clean. Do I regret it? No. I didn't steal anything. I didn't trick anyone. I simply accepted what was always mine and let their own arrogance destroy them. Justice isn't always loud. Sometimes it's a single sentence spoken at dinner. Actually, she owns this house. And from that moment on, every bite of food tasted better, because it was eaten in peace, at my table, in my home.